So I was out here yesterday to see if my queens that had recently hatched were laying eggs. This hive was doing good. There were eggs. This far one over here though, I didn't see any eggs, and there should be eggs by now. The queens hatched 2 weeks ago, which actually this was the hive that we got videos of the queen fighting. And but something happened in the last 2 weeks, either the in establishing their monarch. The two queens, or the queens, injured each other and both died. Unlikely. Maybe in one of her mating flights she got caught in bad weather, or a bird ate her, or something happened to her. Anyways, there is no queen in this hive, and I'm not going to go through the process of requeening them at this point. It's just too much time to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this queenless hive and marry it to the queened hive, and I'm going to show you how to do that. All I'm gonna do is just take a piece of newspaper. I didn't have a piece big enough, so I had to tape it together. But all I'm gonna do is remove the cover off this hive, spread the paper out, and then just set that box on top of this box. And what that'll do, because I don't want those bees to be seen as an intrusion, so as the bees start chewing through the newspaper, the queen's pheromones are going to start wafting around into the upper hive, get the scent on those bees, and by the time they've chewed through this thing, those bees are going to think they belong to these bees, and those bees think they belong, and it just is a good way of doing it. Seriously? That's it. These straggler bees will eventually find their way back to the hive, or I might just take them and shake them in. And by the time they've chewed through the newspaper, they're going to think they belong to the same hive. It definitely wasn't for a lack of queens that this hive never requeened. I think just the way nature works, sometimes you don't always get what you plan for. Somehow the queen, I'm guessing she got killed in one of her mating flights. I was here yesterday looking for eggs and couldn't find any. Maybe I'll take a quick peek again now, but 99% sure there's no queen in here. So here's a completely empty frame. The other reason I don't want to just let them requeen themselves too, like there's no brood in it on any of these frames. And sometimes what would happen is these worker bees will get it in their mind to start laying eggs, but they can only lay unfertilized eggs, which are the drones. And these drones do nothing but crawl around and eat and sleep. And so they are hard on a hive that's not constantly producing more eggs. So the bees will chew through this in just a couple of days. And so at some point in the next couple of days, or even at the end of the week, I'll come back and just remove what remains of the newspaper, make sure everything's tickety-boo inside the hive, but that's it. So you'll see what I've done. There's a lot of bees flying around here. They're all in confusion. They don't know where their home went. It's because their home is here, but it looks a lot different. There's no front entrance. So a lot of those bees buzzing around are going to land here and go into this box. Hopefully they're accepted by the other queen or by the other hive. They won't have the queen scent on them. So they might be seen as an intrusion, but majority of the bees are in here. And what I've done is I've cracked the lid a little bit. I've just propped it up on its edge. And these bees can crawl up inside. And what that does, it does allow them to move in and out. And it allows them to breathe so they don't suffocate. And then in the meantime, they're going to be eating the way through here, and the scent will arise up through the top, and they will unite as one hive eventually. So 3 days ago, I moved the queenless hive over there and set it on top of this queen hive. So I'm going to open this up now today and see how much progress they've made in 3 days and see if they've become one hive. You can see they've been chewing quite a bit of newspaper. It's all over the bottom board here. There you go. That is how much they have accomplished in 3 days, eating all this away. And these hives are united. Now, one other thing I need to mention that I forgot to tell you in the last video, in joining a hive, you don't want to move them too far. And what I mean by that, that other hive was just on the other side of the stand. There's a rule, either move them 2 feet or move them 2 miles. So even after I moved that hive from there and set them on here, the bees that were out foraging kept buzzing around that area. Where did our home go? Bees are very location sensitive, and so they were able to figure it out because I only moved them a little ways. If I was moving it elsewhere on the yard, what I'd actually have to do is move them 2 miles away, cause them to reset their calibration, their compass, and then move them back to where I wanted them on the yard, and they'd have to reset again. But because it's short distance, just pop them over. It's okay.